Before I begin, I wanted to have my mom up here. Yeah, then y'all need to shalom to go. On đây của bức bí của sa để ở thôn tận nói chỉ giờ của niệm rồi tôi sau của ý sao các kia lên ở thôn tận nói chỉ ở trên giờ số lên cái là trên giờ rong rồi sau khi con hiểu gì đâu tiền địa địa của niệm thế của gì những lần lâu rồi thì nó kinh xã cái là tua thế tại sao mua mó thì tôi chỉ tàu tôi còn thì vấn đề của bí của mà hay luôn cái cả ít khó thế hay không ít khó nữa. So good afternoon everyone. I am so excited. I'm sorry that we put you all through so many speeches, but there are people who are so important to the success of our economy, to our communities, and to the state of Minnesota. Because at the local level, I alone cannot do everything, right? We need our state leaders, we need our congressional leaders, and we need our state party leaders, in addition to our county leaders, to be able to push our bold and progressive agenda that's for the people. So I'm here today as your DFL and labor endorsed candidate. And I want to take this time to just really thank all of our supporters, our leaders, our delegates, volunteers, friends, family, campaign team who have made this day possible. Give yourselves a round of applause. And then next, I'm just going to take a few minutes to speak in Hmong so that our elders in the room can also understand too, and also to honor them. Because I am a proud Hmong American woman, and without our elders, we would not be here. Nhớ rằng thọ hợp cho bé chị này phong pháp bỏ bé cho cô tôi cho rằng cho nó cho nè gì cái tin anh trả phong như sợ đó nếu nó nên tôi chẳng tay nên tôi chỉ hợp chỉ trên tôi còn bé theo bé tàu DFL endorsement. Nó tham gia lúc campaign nó bây giờ nhiều khó tàu ít khó DFL endorsement nó sẽ lợi với mới khó chỉ kia rồi mọi gì rong mù để có một rõ cha nó của lúc bây giờ mày Neng Xiong của nhà của chị của cả Neng Xiong để bao chỗ lo để cho lì của nhà bao chị giờ giống với ya em bịa và họ từng để nói chỉ họ của tụi chị nên vua kèn sinh nhăn nếu nói giờ ít nữa từ sinh hình vì hai tia giờ của chị từ cho bé tôi của xong nó là của cho nên cha rồi nhón cho nó rồi lúc của chế này cho tôi chơi cả cho qua tàu lúc event nó tôi rong thiệp chỉ ta lên tới cũng nhiều bao giờ lớn ở chỗ lâu ba chị tao đã chỉ ở lò rồi bé chế này nói nhưng lúc giờ biết chỗ chị tao cho bé chế thì我cho lúc chế này nó lo nè tôi chỉ ba thì tôi chỉ xin lúc nói chỉ những người họ chuẩn bị cha cho cô hiện tại cô yên bảo thì của chị để bỏ gì giờ lợi dụng tu dân sơ sắp lời vì lý nó chị cũng yên tán chơi cho chị lúc nó cho bé số lên vào tù nhưng nhỏ cho họ lúc không thì nó lợi dụng ta Minnesota nào tôi chỉ xin lúc nó chị dân rồi họ ấy cũng có không buồn nhưng nhiều chị nhà ca thì cho tiền chị của ý sĩ cũng chính tao hay tiền nhưng dùng mua cho chị dân sư mua bé chị trong tù lò ở sĩ tự cho nó lò tao ở xe mẹ ở xe lo vì hả tiền yes ở xe lo vì hả tiền tao hồi nó bé ở tao bên đây lo lợ tao chỉ lo lú cái do lú community nó đủ thứ ở tao cầu tự xong nó lợ vì cũng như bỏ tôn cho rồi thì bên mỗi dân chúng từ nhỏ cho sát ít sai nó là mà chúng từ dân chúng tổ nhảy hình từ giờ vì linh tử tàu của thầy chia sẻ sẽ trong ta lo nó thầu lúc chỉ hiện tu ở phản ứng bộ ý tu chia sẻ sẽ thì bên lấy một ý tu để lo tham gia the county the Ramsey County show cái the sát ít sai bây giờ ta nói dân một bao nhiêu percent ấy dân giờ nhỏ cho từ nó là thì tàu của thầy chia sẻ của thầy là số kia trong ta lo nó số kia của thầy ta nói bây giờ thầu bên đi bán từ cho chị lá lụa từ bây giờ cho chị từ trang lo bây giờ giờ lợi dụng nhớ luôn đi đồ nhớ việc thì lớn trên to thì bây giờ ít có priority lợi dụng lớn trên to thì là mà sao cho bây giờ cả nhà tất cả vì nó thầu bây giờ một tàu tại party à phải là tham gia tới để những chỉ hơi khó để dùng thì tao có thể say thì bây giờ like celebrate thì bây giờ delegates nó là tôi còn in hương cầu ấy của từ Messia của từ nhà lô lu Chong kia nữa ok nhà nữ ấy chỉ liên tục phản thị của blog thế này thì của từ Messia thế là mà của cho delegates ấy bom bả cho của na ấy có tao party à phải nhóm cho của li thì sớm mong đi thì cứ sao ở chỗ bé tan thôi cho delegates có sợ thế Ching oh the delegates please stand up yeah that's what I was trying to say delegates the delegates nói về thì lý do nhỏ ít nữa bọn bà bé lâu lử bọn đứa bé thấy tao kia thật thanh này tao cho percent đó là 3 thôi nữa khi ta lên tới cuốn trên tôi thì bây giờ dùng bao nhiêu tiền của tôi học được cho American politics nó đến đấy là 3 thôi bây mong sư ta chỉ có tăng thọ bây sĩ để cho lá lụa con trâu nên do nhẹ cô lên tới của thầy bảo thì của em có experience của tôi bảo tao thì county nó được cho họ lựa chọn đã chỉ thế từ county nó dù cho lấy họ lựa chọn từ cho city từ cho state cho federal còn từ thầy tao nhớ chứ là ba tới họ lựa chọn cuốn chơi tao thì họ mua cái gì đó cho xã ý sai nó nhưng cho việc thì bé thằng thôi nhưng mua tao họ cái gì đó cho St. Paul nhớ cho Ramsey County nhớ cho Minnesota City bây giờ bây giờ cho tự chỉ cho bên Hmong chế bây giờ cho nên tam cho cái chuyện gì của tôi bắt đầu nhưng theo sự là bây giờ nhiều chỉ hay bây giờ nhiều chọn bây giờ nhiều là bắt đầu là bắt đầu continue bắt đầu sự bây giờ nó bây giờ qua cái của life rồi bây giờ nhiều comment thì bây giờ trở lại là họ lưu ý cho để có cái tăng thọ cho business nó flourish với prosperity để mà mình phải cho cái số linh số tu. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for celebrating our DFL endorsement because I know that we are stronger united. I already mentioned that we need our leaders at the local level, at the state, at the federal, in order to pass our agenda. So again, I wanted to celebrate our delegates. In addition to that, when we announced last year, we had so many donors. We had over 250 donors and so many supporters started door knocking with us. So would all the donors stand up? So if you've given to the campaign, please stand up. I think there's more of you. Come on. So folks are still being shy. And then I also wanted our supporters who have told friends and family about the campaign, and as well as our convention team. So So I just want to share about the convention a little bit too. The convention was not easy. It was 8 hours long or even longer. And we had a campaign team of dedicated delegates, as well as folks off the convention floor and on the convention floor, continuing to do the persuasion. Also calling delegates to come back. And that was how we were able to secure an endorsement, because folks really believed and saw that there's a vision, that my campaign is not just about me, but it's about all of us. And so you are all the people that I will bring with, fight with, at the county board for our fair share of investments, good paying jobs, and opportunities. I believe that the people in our district, in St. Paul, Ramsey County, and Minnesota are courageous, hardworking, determined, and resilient. And we are just all as deserving of all the good opportunities, investments, like other parts of our county and our state. The status quo has never worked for all of us, especially when policies are made to exclude some and only benefit others. Many families are barely keeping their heads whether we're going to pay the rent or whether we're going to buy groceries. This is exactly why the urgency is there. We need someone with the experience, with a demonstrated track record of bringing all our communities along. Because when we make policy, again, that only benefits some, we continue to maintain the status quo. So I'm bringing all of our communities together and fight for long-term change to secure good paying jobs, investments, and opportunities for all of us, regardless of our race, class, gender. And growing up as a daughter of refugees, living in poverty, I experienced homelessness and housing instability for much of my life, for much of my young and adult life. And I watched both of my parents work really hard, but also bumping up against a system that was never made for them. I had to translate for them. And as a child having to do that, it was very traumatic, because there was like a rock hanging over our heads, right? If you miss one pay stub, your food support, your cash assistance is done. If you miss one document or you didn't know how to fill out a form properly, you get a letter in the mail that says that your benefits will be cut. That's very traumatic for families who are struggling. Not only that, but for families who are trying to navigate that system. So I grew up fast, and I know that even before you today, as an organizer, as a daughter, and even as a policy aide, I just know that the systems that we have right now are not adequately equipped to support working class families. So this is why, as an Eastsider, as a policy aide and organizer, I'm going to fight and will continue to fight so hard for our working class families. I've done the work. I've worked at local level to pass earn sick and save time to make sure that families aren't stuck between being sick or worrying about a check. I've worked on minimum wage and made sure that working families don't continue to fall further behind. I've worked on affordable housing and made sure that there is investments into housing so that folks don't get displaced. And that is why I continue, and as Amy has mentioned before, I embrace and honor my identity as Hmong American, because if it weren't for the work and the experience or the sacrifices of our Hmong SU veterans, we would not be here. And that is why I saw that directly. I saw that, so that's why I pushed to get just recognition and benefits. And that fight will continue, because what we see is that when policies exclude, the effect is generational poverty. Are you all following me? Like, that's generational poverty, right? When groups benefit and others don't, that's what creates it. And that's what I see with my generation. Even though I was raised and born here, I really see that the policies before us, we were never able to build wealth, retain wealth, pass that on. And that's why the statistics show us that even though some of us are successful, some of us do have businesses, but the statistics also show that many of our Asian or Hmong students are graduating at a proficiency rate that could get them into college or even just graduate from high school. These are all disparities that continue to hurt us. And so as a county commissioner, I will continue to work so hard to ensure that equity and access are central to the services that the county gives. My vision is to work in a broad coalition with neighbors, legislators, that puts people at the center and make sure that there's affordable housing that's accessible, make sure that government cares for both the people and the environment that we are in, to help dismantle social and political norms that have allowed people of color, women, LGBTQI, people, the poor and working class to be forgotten. So this means that as your county commissioner, I will fight to ensure that there are funds, permanent, affordable housing, and make sure that there's bus rapid transit lines are fully funded and that there are stops that folks can use. And I will make sure to push that our county bike plan helps to increase access and safety throughout our neighborhoods. I will make sure that the digital divide does not impact us so that businesses, students, workers can have access to fast and reliable internet. And I will advocate for services to be accessible to Eastsiders, for county services, and ensure that working families don't have to travel so far just to get the support that they need. In addition to that, I will secure investment for our small businesses and community organizations that will promote their longevity, sustainability, and prosperity. And since I started this campaign, it has always been my vision to create a coalition of those on the ground, the people most impacted by the policies, so that all of our voices are at that table. And that vision has come to life. So I'm so proud to have to be the only labor endorsed campaign in this race by AFSCME Council 5. Stand up, Laura. And by members of Take Action Minnesota and Democratic Socialists of America, who work hard every day to build racial and social economic justice to the working class people. Stand up. Riley in the back. And also by Stonewall, because we have a shared vision of gender justice, and even national organizations from Run for Something who want to invest in young candidates who have the lived experiences so that they can lead in government as well. In addition to that, and why we're all here, the DFL party. So as an invested insider and proud Democrat, again, I'm clear that elections cannot just be about one person. It's not about the name or the status or the recognition. It is about a commitment to building power for people regardless of their race, class, or gender, and bringing them into our democracy so that we can make policies that don't exclude people, so that we can stop generational poverty and build wealth for our communities. And I've been running since May of 2021, so when you look at this campaign, it is your campaign. It is a campaign for the people and by the people. And we are a coalition of people across race, class, age, and gender coming together organizing for our shared vision, and fighting for each other's hopes and dreams. This demonstrates that I'm not just interested in being an elected official. Being in office just amplifies and pushes our agenda. And I am just a person moving that and being placed in the seat of power to be able to do that. So I want to work with you all. Even after election day, I want to work with you all to build power, long-term power for working class people, to deliver democracy, champion a people's agenda, where we all have access to the basic things that we need as human beings and the things that we deserve. So thank you all for your time today, for your commitment to our democracy and our community. I believe that together, we can move forward together in our community, standing shoulder to shoulder and united. Thank you.